Well, good morning, everyone. I apologize for being just a few moments late in our start. We appreciate Mary and Diana and Georgia and Charles all being patient with me as I get signed on. It's good to see Felix from over in Africa as well. We're just glad that so many of you are joining us today. This is New Year's Day, 2025, and we're off to a good start. Listen, we want to let you know that if this is one of your first times to be with us, we're just glad that you chose to be with us. But we also want to tell you what our framework is, so you won't get too lost. Number one, we're going to open up our Bibles and read today from Psalms 119, the first 8 verses, and that is just a really great way of introducing some great skills to us. Today, we're trying to learn 6 easy to learn skills that the successful Christian must have. They are requirements if we're going to be successful. These 6 are very easy, and I promise you this: if you stay with me to the end, I got 2 bonuses to throw at you as well. Listen, but what happens though if you don't happen to have a Bible where you can join? Well, there was a lady who contacted us. What she did was she happened to call this number right here, and when she found this number, she wrote it and she sent us her name, her mailing address, and that she would like to have a Bible. We were able to fill that order and get that off. We hope that she'll be getting it maybe tomorrow or the next day, the first couple of days as the mail has been working this week. Listen, we're just glad though that you've chosen to be with us, and we'll spend these few minutes. We're going to read, we're going to talk about it, we'll pray about it. And out of that, we hope to be better Christians. We hope that you'll take just a few minutes to join us now, okay? This is not going to be hard, not going to be difficult. You got your Bibles, right? So let's turn over here now to Psalms chapter 119. 119. The scriptures say, and I'm reading from the English Standard Version. If I change my eyes, I will. Here we go. Blessed are those whose way is blameless, who walk in the law of the Lord. Blessed are those who keep his testimonies, who seek him with their whole heart, who also do no wrong, but walk in his ways. You have commanded your precepts to be kept diligently. Oh, that my eyes may be steadfast in keeping your statutes. Then I shall not be put to shame, having my eyes fixed on all your commandments. I will praise you with upright heart. When I learn your righteous rules, I will keep your statutes. Do not utterly forsake me. That's the reading from God's holy word. Now, what does it mean? And how can I take advantage of this this reading? Well, it's really quite easy. One of the things that I want you to do, though, first is get one of these. Get one of these in your hand. You're going to use that in the next few minutes because you can underline key phrases. Look, here's mine. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there, there's black lines under things, okay? Right there. I've been marking today's lesson so we can discuss it more easily, and it helps me later on to go back as a reminder. So use your let's make something more permanent. All right. Skill number one that will help you as a Christian is number one, to seek him. You'll find that in verse 2. The idea of seeking him is to investigate God and even ask him for help so that you can understand what he's talking about. He's there. He wants to be found. And as I start digging in and finding him, not looking for him in nature, although you can start there, but when I open up his story to us, his message to us, we start finding about who he is. And it's odd that as we go through that, we start learning about who he is and what he is about. That's number one, seek him. Number two is found in verse 3. Do no wrong. The English Standard Version says. Other versions may say, do no unrighteousness. Unrighteousness. What is that? Well, it's pretty easy. It's just doing things that are unjust. Unrighteousness can include violent actions. It's basically anything that's wrong. This is what's odd. and it's not odd, I shouldn't say that. It is what is oddly thought of because it's something people don't see very easily. If you're going down the road and you got two choices for your life and you immediately eliminate all the wrong things that you could do, you suddenly have a more clear direction for your life, for ambition, what is really good, what lasts, what's wonderful. All those things can come your way if you start eliminating the wrong things. Skill number 3 is really easy. It's found in verse 3 as well. It tells us to walk in his ways. You know, one thing about it, if I don't know much about the Bible, I need to spend some time just reading. We would invite you to come over to our to watch our videos here, and that might serve as an introductory kind of thing. But as you learn his ways directly from your own Bible, then you will work hard to follow that particular direction. Colossians chapter 1 and verse 10 reminds us that we need to walk worthy of the Lord. We need to have a life that is up to his standards, not ours. Number 3 is walk in the right ways. Number 4 is found in verse 4. It tells us to keep his precepts diligently. Keep his precepts diligently. Precepts are nothing more than mandates or commands, but it does demand us that we would be diligent, that we would be consistent, that we put out plenty of effort to obey his commands, whatever those commands may be. As a result of us keeping the precepts diligently, a peace will begin to come into our lives. You see, we have already eliminated things like lying, the things that are wrong. We've eliminated those, and that left us telling the truth. And that means I don't have to remember all those lies I told to everybody so that I can keep myself out of trouble. No, I just got to tell the truth, as Jesus tells us. He tells us to let your yes be yes and your no be no in Matthew chapter 6. Those kinds of ideas simplify, and it makes it easier for us to regain peace and patience and kindness and gentleness. Skill number 5, keep his statutes because you want to keep his statutes. This one is more about desire. David wanted to keep God's commands, wanted to keep his mandates. He had a desire. You see, whenever we obey God, as David himself found out, the more he obeyed God, the better his life became. As long as he kept obeying God, life kept being good. And that is just that simple. Obeying God improves our lives. You see, those precepts and those principles were not made arbitrarily. They are made for us so that we can have good lives, so that we can have hope of knowing who he is, of an opportunity to be loving and be loved, to show kindness and be kindly treated. God makes these things for our good. Want to keep his statutes. Number 6 today is look at all of his commands. Now, one of the things that happens is as we study through the Bible, maybe in the New Testament, I get over here and I get to reading about the kind of life I need to put off from Colossians chapter 3. And some of those just I don't want to do that. That's complicated. That's hard. That would be not fun. Remember, you've already extended yourself with 5 good, simple skills, and they're making your life better already. Why wouldn't you want to go ahead and try that difficult one, the one that doesn't make you feel good? Because now you've learned that if I please God, then he rewards me. He's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. We don't want to disappoint God. And that only leads us to bigger and better and more wonderful opportunities. That's where the joys come in. That's where it leads us to the next, some of the other things that we can have. Now, we told you that if you stay with us for the 6th, we give you another couple. We'll look over there in verse number 7 now. There, he tells us that we want to learn God's righteous judgments, learn his ways. You know, some things that are written in the Bible, as we more we come to know God, we develop this sense of the kinds of things that he would be wanting to do. So if we're not certain about things, if we haven't read it yet from the Bible that says something's right or wrong, because we understand who he is and we understand the kinds of things he wants, it really makes it quite easier. Jesus told us in Matthew chapter 11, beginning in verse 28, to come to him, all you who are all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Friend, did you notice how many times Jesus used the personal pronouns in that one? He didn't say learn what your church manual says. He doesn't say you have to memorize all the things from the conventions. No, you learn Jesus. You just learn Jesus. I'm going to suggest that if you're a young person trying to learn the Bible and you're trying to get a handle on things, here's something you should start with. Go read the Gospels. And once you've read the Gospels, read them again, all the way through. As quickly and smoothly as you can. Spend time learning Jesus. Now, Acts follows up what people did when they obeyed Jesus, and the books of Romans through Revelation in the New Testament will guide you even more so and help us to make corrections. But we got to learn Jesus. And when that happens, and the joys that are coming, and our heart becomes light, and we get to enjoy things, worshiping God every week on Sundays, maybe a couple of times on Sundays, maybe even on a Wednesday night, we come and we get edified and we edify others. That kind of life begins to be something very enjoyable, and we wouldn't miss it for anything. You see, I can tell you this, as a servant of God, he's not finished with me yet. I'm about to turn 70 years old here, but he's not finished yet. He keeps on making me better, and the life gets better and better. We just got to keep learning his righteous judgments. And number 8. How about an 8th one? Verse 8 tells us that we need to keep his statutes. You know, you'll find yourself telling God that you want to do whatever he's asking us to do. And you'll be checking yourself as you look at your life through it, and you'll be examining, well, today I could have done this better. No, yeah, I did that pretty good today. No, I did bad again. We'll evaluate ourselves, won't we? We'll keep an eye on ourselves. We'll keep a close watch. Timothy was told, the young preacher Timothy, was told in chapter 4, verse 6. Well, it says 1 Timothy 4:16 is the reference. And it tells him to keep a close watch on yourself and on your teaching. Persist in this, for by doing so, you will save both yourself and your hearers. Keep a close guard on your heart. Be careful with it. Be careful what you expose it to. Give it plenty of what God said. But if God didn't say it, stay away from it. It would only hurt you worse. We'd like to be able to tell you a whole lot more than these 8 things that will make you successful as a Christian. These 8, and there's many more, but these are really good fundamental 8 that you can start with on New Year's Day. Now, if you'd like to know what some of those other ways are, here's how you can get it. Text this number or call it and leave a voice message. We will get back to you as promptly as we possibly can, and we will discuss with you whatever your need may be. But you know, part of becoming But a good follower of Jesus is to know what he expects you to do. We'd like for you to go to timelesstalks.net. At this place, you'll find all kinds of videos. Most of the videos you see here on YouTube and many more are found over at Timeless Talks. You've got a subject matter, you've got a question, go to timelesstalks.net. We got lots of tools there for you, including things like written booklets that are free, are downloadable. We'll even print them off and mail them to you if you like. All you got to do if you want that is on this page, there's a contact form. Fill it out and tell us what you want. We'll see if we can get you the information that you definitely need. Timelesstalks.net. Now, again, if you need one a free Bible or some other free information, you can also just call this number right here or text it. We'll be glad to help you either way. We thank you for the time that you've been able to give us today. We appreciate so many of you. I'm looking up here to see we got a bunch. There's so many of you. I'm glad that you've all taken time out of your busy life on this New Year's Day. We hope that you have a great year, and we hope that you'll start it with the tools that we have here. May God bless what you do today. Enjoy this New Year's Day. Well, enjoy them all, because you'll get to do that the more you spend learning God's ways. Thank you so much for being with us. Until we can see you again next week, 10 o'clock Wednesday, or, hey, by the way, wait, one more thing. Here, at timelesstalks.net, there's a place you can subscribe to our free email newsletter, and every time we get a brand new video out, before it gets on Facebook or YouTube, we get it out to our subscribers. We want you to be one of them. Thank you so much for being with us. Go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.